What is up? Welcome into the daily Buckeye Blitz. Not the weekly, monthly, or yearly. This is daily. You know I do it for you. You guys love the content, so I'm going to keep cranking it out. Just working it. Just had a coffee, so I'm all fired up, as you can tell. Just kidding. All right. Tonight, YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Be there. Me and Jeff and Sean are going to talk Ohio State coaching changes and the big issue, Ohio State NIL and its collective collection issues. You need a collection agency for the collectives, I think. Something, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to address the big NIL issue that had everybody fired up this week. And we'll give you our 2 cents on that and where things really stand. So, as always, I appreciate everybody listening, watching, subscribing, liking. Even if you don't like it, just hit the like button. It's not going to kill you. It's not a wedding proposal. All right. Today, I want to talk about a rumor. I'm not sure how big of a rumor this is. It's a few weeks away from actually happening. Before we're going to see anything concrete. But I think this has a lot of merit to it. And let's get into it. I'm talking Larry Johnson retirement. I'm not calling for it. I love Larry Johnson. He's done a lot for Ohio State. He's done a lot for a lot of good defensive linemen. So this is not a call for Larry to retire, but I think it's coming this year. And I think it's coming after the college football playoff games, plural. Positive. Keep it positive. So his likely replacement, and I have heard that there's interest by Randall Joyner, the current defensive line coach at Ole Miss. There's mutual interest between Ohio State and Randall Joyner, and Randall Joyner is one of the huge upcoming young names, especially on the D line. Let me run through his history. He was a GA here at Ohio State, by the way, but he's currently Ole Miss D line coach since last year. 1 year on the job at Ole Miss, but before that, he was at SMU. From 2018 to 2021 as a D-line coach. From 2016 to 2018, he was a GA at Ohio State, learned under the GOAT himself, Larry Johnson, as I mentioned. Before that, he was at Hawaii for 1 year as a GA. So you got to remember, you got to keep this in mind. This is true. This is not a rumor. This here. The Buckeyes and Larry Johnson were planning a retirement last year. He was supposed to retire after last season. They decided to go one more year and help with a transition and let him move on gracefully, in the way he wanted to. I'm not sure there's been much of a transition unless the players are aware. And are the recruits aware? That's the key here. Our current recruits in this 23 class aware that he's moving on after this season. So I hope so. It'd be stupid not to, but it could let the cat out of the bag if you start telling a high school senior that one of the most important coaches on Ohio State staff is leaving. So Randall Joyner, I want to give you guys like some information on this guy. I think he's one of the highest rising assistants in college football. Strong recruiter, obviously learning under Larry Johnson. Right now, let's see, in 2019 at SMU, he had that defense. SMU, keep in mind, SMU, Southern Methodist University. He had them ranked number 1 in all of college football, number 1 in FBS in sacks per game, and top 3 in TFLs. In 2020, he had them at 15th in the country in TFLs. This guy he's got a great resume in a very short amount of time. He's also he's currently making $450,000 as 20th for defensive line coaches in the country. Larry Johnson is currently making $1.13 million. So, yeah. So he has, let's talk about recruiting real quick. He's brought in, just at Ole Miss alone, he's brought in 3 4-stars and 2 3-stars. He's also locked up for the 2024 Ole Miss class, 5-star D lineman Kamarion Franklin from Mississippi. He's number 1 in the state of Mississippi and number 4 in the country at D line. He has offers from everybody, just to name them. So he's gotten a commitment from the 2024 kid. I think this guy is a must hire. If you're gonna go, you want to kind of, obviously, like we talked about with Keenan Bailey in Saturday's episode, go younger. They can, but they need to have some kind of established positive recruiting resume, right? But by going younger, you're getting a better connection with the recruits, especially as young guys. And you're getting that connection that can build relationships with kids, So I think that's key. And his production is evident when you make SMU number 1 in the country in sacks per game and top 3 in TFLs. You got my vote. I won't argue with it. So anyways, don't forget tonight, YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will talk to you then. Go Bucks.